I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I'm going to talk about the month of June, what we can expect as we get going into the heat of summer here in the Northern Hemisphere. And what I foresee right off the bat, this will be a month where there's going to be a lot of contention, anger, and extreme polarization, because the most significant thing that is happening this month is the fact that Jupiter and Rahu are conjunct. And Rahu is the north node of the moon. This is part of the eclipses. Rahu and coming together always makes for an extreme in some way. Everything is heated up. Everything is brought to a culmination phase. And this is a process, but this is going to bring some culmination of events that finally will give us some answers. And this is global. This is happening for everyone on planet Earth right now. The world is in an explosive predicament. Things have been revealed, things have been surfaced, and things are exposed. The curtain is pulled back. We can see what's going on now, regardless of what side you're on, what side of the media you watch. All of this is come to a point of expansion and change, and you can see what has been hidden before. This is the reality of it. Reality and truth. This is all a boiling point coming up. And yes, now we will have answers to the unexplained. The things that we question, the answers are coming out this whole time period. And between this eclipse that we just had in April till the next eclipse that we will have in October, this is where the exposing of everything comes to light. And there may be some very, very difficult events that are happening, but they are a clearing and they are a cleansing of what's to come, because I do see all of this manifestation creating a better world. Everything is going towards a point of healing. We have to recognize and see the things that have to be worked on to be able to come to a healing. And now we have these things. Things are coming about. So many things are coming up in the world that needed to be worked on and healed, and they will be. So with this, I do unfortunately see a lot of violence coming out, because people have been stretched to the max. They can only take so much, and they're retaliating. Things are making them angry. But you know, the way human nature is, people don't change unless they have to. And people are pressed to the limit to a point where things finally come to a head. That's what's happening. I mean, it's been building for a while, but this is our time that we will see the truth. And I know I've been talking about the truth. You're sick of me hearing about it, but you've got to admit, things have been coming out in increments, time after time after time. And the truth is always what sets us free. And this is what we will be seeing. So get ready, because this is all the preliminaries of what's to come. So let me talk astrologically. This Jupiter-Rahu conjunction, this doesn't happen all the time. But when it does, it always brings into awareness something big is about to happen. Now, this is happening in the sign of Aries. Aries is the sign of new beginnings and fresh new starts. It's happening in the nakshatra called Ashwini. And Ashwini is the nakshatra that deals with forward movement. And it is a nakshatra that deals with healing. So we're going to see a healing occur. It's also called the nakshatra of transit. So it deals a lot with getting places, traveling, and how that's all going to change. There's been so many complications in terms of how we travel that there's going to be another change and alternatives coming in this area. So Aries being the sign of new beginnings, new starts, Jupiter likes the sign of Aries. It is going to create a new world with exciting possibilities. Let me tell you about the time frame of this. So Jupiter is with Rahu and Ketu is in Libra. Now, Rahu being in Aries is ruled by Mars, and we have Ketu in Libra, which is ruled by Venus. And what we have this month is Venus and Mars will be in conjunction in Cancer. So the dispositing planets of Rahu and Ketu, and by the way, Rahu and Ketu deal with our destiny. They deal with the things that must happen that will create a new world. So you can see the importance of Rahu and Ketu being in the signs that are ruled by Mars and Venus as they travel together in the sign of Cancer. This is going to be where protection and security must be met and will come about. Because the most important thing that I think people have been talking about, really, if you get to the bottom, is people feel the need of protection and security, whether the security comes through finances and money or safety and protection. We all crave and need to feel secure and protected. And these are going to be the issues this month. And looking at this, well, Jupiter magnifies Rahu. Now, because Mars is the dispositing planet of Jupiter Rahu, and it sits in Cancer, which is its debilitation sign, meaning there are a lot of issues that are going to surface and be a problem. And with that, of course, Mars in Vedic astrology rules real estate. So part of that is the real estate markets are going to be under fire this month and into the rest of the July, August. But this is the month that it's crucial that things change in this area. Now, another thing I have to tell you is Venus and Mars do rule relationships coming together as the dispositing points of Rahu and Ketu. All of us are here to work on our relationships, love and affection, and how we treat our partners. This is going to be a personal issue with everyone. But it's also an issue globally because let me tell you, these two planets deal with love and passion. And whatever this world is involved in, the passion, the love, expansion, this will be the culprit. People are very emotional during these times. Let me just say there's going to be an amazing change take place with this conjunction of Jupiter with Rahu, and it will create a new beginning. So the full moon that occurs on June 3rd, this will be where the moon will be in Scorpio, and we're looking at Mars being in Cancer. This means that both these planets at the time of this full moon will be debilitated. And that's not a good thing. But in reality, they actually exchange signs. So as you see, the moon being in Scorpio, ruled by Mars. Mars is in Cancer, ruled by the moon. We have what's called a mutual exchange. In Vedic astrology, we call this a parivartana. And it actually reverses the signs. So it's like Mars is in Scorpio and the moon is in Cancer. And it empowers these planets remarkably, so that at this time of this full moon, which, by the way, what is a full moon? It's where the sun and the moon are in opposition. But in the night sky, the moon illuminates the darkness in the night sky. So there's an awareness that comes with this. And it's a reversal of things. And we are talking water signs. So people are passionately emotional during this time about what's occurring. And this brings reality. This brings vision. This brings credibility to things that were not ruled as credible or visual before. This is an amazing full moon. The new moon that happens later on in the month will be very different. So the new moon that we have that's going to happen June 18th will bring a new beginning from the experience of what is revealed at the full moon that happened June 3rd. So this new moon is going to occur in the sign of Gemini, which means communications. It's out there. People can see clearly now, but it's actually the new seed of something new, with new revelations, with how we get information across to people. So this will be internet, phones, everything. It's all changing in the way that we connect with one another, and it's all changing for the better. But going back to the full moon that happens on the 3rd of June, I want you to know that around this time, right after this time, in other words, this is going to bring the light and awareness to everyone. But by June 4th through the 21st, now this may not mean much to all of you that don't know Vedic astrology, but if you do know Vedic astrology, I want you to realize something majorly important. Jupiter will be in Aries, but its Navamsha sign will be Cancer. So if you convert the degrees that Jupiter sits in from June 4th to June 21st, Jupiter goes to the exaltation sign of Cancer if you convert it into the Navamsha, the D9 equivalent of Jupiter being in the D9 chart. So what does that mean? It means something wonderful is coming out from Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet of, it's called Guru in Vedic astrology. So it is the teacher, the philosopher, the spiritualist. It gives us the truth. It deals with everything that the 9th house is about, because Jupiter rules Sagittarius. And that is the 9th sign of truth, the law, and everything that is going to give us a positive outcome. This is the teachings. This is the spiritual truth that is going to change our world for the better. So I think something very positive. There's a silver lining through all of this hectic anger and hostility and polarization, because what's going to happen is a bridge is forming that's going to unite the polarities, the differences, and heal. We all want the same thing. We want the truth, we want healing, and we don't want any more fighting and polarization. And this is all happening this month that things are going to come out. There's going to be a new hope come out. And one of the things that I know is going to bring a new hope is there going to be new leaders, new people in politics are going to come out and begin to change things. No more of this hostility and all the things that have been bringing us to this boiling point. Because the media, we now know, it's lost its control over us. But most of all, when I look at where Mars and Venus are in Cancer together, the dispositors of Rahu and Ketu, as these come together, so does our destiny, so does our realizations of truth. But it will be in the 8th house in the USA chart that I use. So talking about what's happening in the United States of America during this time with the Mars-Venus in the 8th house, what does the 8th house rule? It rules, first of all, big money, government money. It rules death. It rules scandals. It rules secrets. And most of all, corruption. And the Venus-Mars there is brought to light. So what do we have after this? After everything that's been happening from both sides of the political realm, we've had the truth coming out about everyone. So now I see someone comes out of left field that sheds light on more. And yes, probably there won't be all good that's said about them. Why? Because they're of one side. But they will create the unity that we have been yearning for, wanting more than everything. So you're going to see that somebody comes out that's going to bring a big wake up. Now let me tell you something else. There is a big wake up coming. And let me say this, people don't change unless they have to. People only change when something dramatic happens, and something very dramatic is about to take place, and this is going to change everything. And someone will come out. Now there's going to be a big financial crisis with these planets going through the 8th house of the United States. Mars will oppose Pluto during this time. Another big thing that's coming about, and this will be around June 17th, but basically this is going to plague the whole month. Saturn is stationing and will turn retrograde on June 17th. Therefore, this entire month, Saturn stands still at 13 degrees of Aquarius. This is heavy. This is looming over all of us. It's kind of depressing and heavy, Saturn standing still. But it is in the sign of Aquarius in the nakshatra Shatabishak. Shatabishak is the nakshatra that deals with healing the incurable, healing difficult to cure diseases, and so much of that has to deal with mental disease. Why? All the shootings that have been going on around the world, but of course specifically in the United States, you can blame whatever you want, but bottom line, there is a lot of mental instability going on and anger. The mind is, people are out of control. So with that, there is Saturn stationing in the nakshatra that deals with the 100 healers. And major discoveries are coming about how to help and heal the mind. This is so important. Mental disease, addictions, dementia, things with the mind are going to come to the surface, where there's going to be new work, new studies. This is very, very exciting, new healings. Now, another thing that is going to be happening this month, and I do believe it's early on this month, it is June 4th that Uranus will conjunct Mercury. And this means major inventions, major awakenings. The mind is awakened to the power of Uranus. And this means there's going to be new technological changes in the world and ways that we travel. Everything is waking up to moving forward in technology and phones and computers. There is something new. Maybe it is like artificial intelligence, but this is really being taken to the next levels now. This is an amazing time in the world. So going to where I see this new person that comes out of left field that will bring answers to the unanswered. Remember, it was about 60 years ago that a Kennedy was assassinated, and no one knew why this happened, and now the truth is coming out. This is really significant. It's taken this long. And what we're discovering is the corruption that has been happening all along in the United States, in the government. But taking this full circle, 60 years later, there is another Kennedy that's coming out that brings this to truth and brings, I know he's very controversial, and yes, it's Robert Kennedy Jr. He's going to bring some things out in the open that a lot of people will not accept, not want to believe. But open your eyes and open your ears and see what you can learn from this. Because this is the universe bringing things full circle so that we can see what we're meant to see. And with that, it will be pretty unbelievable. But I want to say this, that this will bring answers, and this will bring a new trend in the world, and it will bring a new awakening. Just what we needed. There's going to be a whole new lineup of political leaders that are going to bring new possibilities and a new hope. This is the silver lining of what's happening throughout this remarkable time historically. What a time to be on planet Earth and to see these things unfold. It is truly a blessing to be here, because I'm looking at the future. And it looks like things will be different and things will be better. We're looking at a new awakening, and we're looking at the truth that will set us free, finally. So with that, I think I'll close, but I think I want to remind everyone, well, I know I want to remind everyone to sign up for my free newsletter. It is absolutely free, and every week you will have my predictions delivered to your email address. And if you want more from that, remember I have a magazine with so many profound writers. Look into Joni Patry's Astrology Insights. You can find all that on my website, galacticcenter.org. And get with it. We're going to go into this new world with open eyes, ears, and most of all, with open hearts. Thank you.